from Without a Crystal Ball. It is time to catch up with Sister Wives. Oh, we always do that at least once or twice a week. Today's installment involves Kody. Yes, Kody Brown, the man with the perm, the man who hasn't figured out that perms went out of style in the early 1987. That's right, I was 9 years old and in third grade. But Kody still rocks the perm like he's going to a Motley Crue concert. Yes, could you totally see him in the front row of a Motley Crue concert or a Poison concert? Oh, I bet you he was a Poison guy. Anyways, Kody Brown doesn't spend a whole lot of time on social media. Recently, he actually took a gander and returned over to Twitter, and he then took that same gander and he bopped over to Instagram. Interestingly, yesterday he made a post about how he's 52 years old and his body has, it needs to, the physicalness of, when you're in your 50s, and you apparently need to be able to prove that your body can still do the things that it once did when you were younger. Well, that post was interestingly received. But on Twitter, nobody really actually interacts, and it's because of the 240 character limits. But on Instagram, when he posted a message on the 4th of July, he got a lot of responses, and I don't know that he necessarily got the kind of responses that he might have been expecting. Although I don't know that Kody ever really expects anything. Let's just say Kody sort of lives in his own world where he is the king of perms and wives, and he has his 100,000 kids that he has admitted he knows all of their names. Yes! The mark of a great father is a man that knows all the names of his children. Yes. Okay. And he shared a post for the 4th of July, and it was actually from Ronald Reagan, interestingly. And in it, there was a quote. And the quote said this: "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children that it was what it was once like in the United States, where men were free." He then said, "Happy Independence Day. I ask myself, what is the next right move?" Now that's an interesting statement, and it's a very loaded statement in my estimation, because Kody has a propensity to make decisions to move erratically without thinking, like when he decided abruptly he was going to uproot his entire family in Las Vegas and move them to Flagstaff without any houses sold, with just property that was nothing on it, and then they all had to either buy houses or rentals, and now they own 2 homes and have 2 rentals and 4 lots in Arizona and a whole lot of debt. Now, would he be teasing about another move? I don't know. I can't imagine, being that they just bought a house last August, he and Robyn. Christine owns a house. And there's that whole thing about, the property he has on Coyote Pass, which has been a massive storyline. So I don't know that he's actually talking about moving, although Kody admits that he doesn't really have a stationary place in life. And Robyn has admitted she wants to put her roots down and be done where they're at in Arizona. Christine has said that she loves Flagstaff. Meri seems to want to leave him, and she has been traveling. She's currently in Utah. Her inn that had been her bed and breakfast, which had previously been closed due to what's going on with the germs in the world, reopened recently after being temporarily closed for a period of time. So she's been in Utah getting that off and running. And there'd been a lot of questions on whether or not they might move back to Utah. Now that polygamy is no longer it's been reduced to a fraction. Now, obviously, because he's Kody and he likes to leave people dangling, he did not respond. However, his messages were left with all kinds of responses, and I was actually kind of surprised to see him getting literally dragged. So one person said this: "Ask yourself how you will support your family once the show is canceled. According to what you say and do on this show, you guys live like kings. You live in 4 mansions, rented or financed. You know you are long overdue for cancellation. Now pencil your budget and ask how good of a steward you have been with your finances and family." interesting because he was recently seen scrambling and running into Meri's office, asking her to sign some documents. We know that there is a bill he has due in Las Vegas due to a fender bender. We know Christine was recently on Facebook, like asking for money for a procedure for one of her kids. So it makes you wonder, like, this person actually has a point, Kody. What are your plans for when the show goes off the air? Filming is happening, according to Christine, who has confirmed it because of the storylines that are coming up related to her daughter's procedure, if you know what I'm saying. So there was that instance where he got dragged about the finances. Then people started asking about moving. Does that mean you're moving your family again, Kody? I love watching your show, even if I don't agree with all your choices. And another person said, your decisions are neither right or wrong as long as you're happy. And then people started moving on to Meri. And someone said, who else wants to see Meri do a wedding dress burning photo shoot? Me. I actually kind of would watch that. I'm not even gonna lie. As long as Kody was there and he was crying into a puddle of perm, it would be quite the spectacle, right? And then someone said, your next move is to stay in Flagstaff and don't. As more people talked about his moving issues, this person echoed that by saying, no wonder the show is being pulled. The latest season is all misery, gloom, and doom. It was none of the real charms of it had in previous seasons. So your clever decision to move to Flagstaff for Robyn has backfired, losing your TV deal. So I don't know what people are talking about losing their TV deal because the show is currently filming. But I will admit that this last season was super boring. And then there's the whole question about whether or not after this season it will continue. But the ratings were up. So that person might actually be questioning this. But then after they started moving away from what they're going to do for moving, then this person said, I wonder what Mariah thinks when you say your relationship with mom was a mistake. That's saying Mariah must be too. You should choose your words more carefully. That was an awful thing to say. And that comment was about their therapy session. So if you remember last season, Meri and Kody were in therapy with the doctor who basically said she had the thickest file for these two ever, which I highly doubt. Actually, it was a therapist. Now, he had made the opinion or the point to say that he regretted marrying Meri, which I agree. That's like a horrible thing to say. And he felt like he had been misled and deceived. And I kind of agree with this poster. Like, what do you think she would have said? Like, what would Mariah say if you're saying that about your mother? Other people were sort of talking the same thing. They said, have you watched that show? Everything is about Robyn and her kids. You never see him with anyone else except when they are together. Robyn has been number one since she stepped into the family. Meri gave up everything for her and for him, and now she is the victim of their selfishness. It's all about Robyn and her kids. It makes me sick. And another one echoed, me too. It's the end of the road for the show. Maybe the best for the family. My heart breaks for Meri. And these people must be talking about the fact that on Instagram, Meri has been alluding to the fact that things are over with Kody. Now, it's hard to know because Meri runs a company, well, she works for LLR, which sells leggings, and is actually in a ton of legal hot water with different lawsuits. And the actual long-term prospects of this company and stability for Meri are unknown because of all the different the state of Washington is suing LLR. You've got all these different lawsuits. You've got vendors that want money. So people are becoming sympathetic to Meri. And then Meri is also posting on her Instagram about how, she's, doing better by herself and she can only take care of herself and she's freedom for herself, that kind of stuff. Like, I'm the best, and all these inspirational quotes that are super vague. So people are believing that Meri has left Kody, that the marriage is over. Yes, the marriage was over in 2014 when they literally filed for divorce. But people continued by saying, I just want to say that I watched the episode with you and Meri at therapy and how you blame her for everything. It was utterly disgusting. Once you divorced her, you let her go. And it was all about Robyn and her kids. And it's still no different. And what about your biological kids? They don't matter. You don't deserve to have Meri. So people are not happy with the fact that what Meri has been posting, they believe indicates that the marriage is over. It's already been over. And they also believe that he's being selfish by choosing Robyn over Meri. Now, in fairness, in the world of polygamy, the fresh meat, i.e., the one that has the uterus that can make the babies, is typically favored over the others because they are going to bring children into the family. And until recently, Robyn has been the only of the wives that is still having children. Meri only had one child after having years of infertility struggles, and the other two women have long since said they're done. Christine is in her late 40s, so is Janelle. And with Robyn in her early 40s, she might be close to done, if not already done, which then has always had people speculating, will he have another bride? Will he not? I don't know. So what is this photo, like what is this actual photo about? What's his next move? Is it moving to another state, like say back to Utah where they're from and where they had been for many years? Is it that, what's his next move? Is he going to take a fifth wife? I mean, could you imagine? Get Meri out, bring one new in, because he said he wanted more kids. He said he was having a tough time being done having children. So could it be he wants another wife? What about, is it that he's done with Meri? Is it that he's done with Christine? Is it that he doesn't know what's going to happen with the show? There's a million different moves this could be, and I don't know which one it is. But fans are clearly irritated with Kody, and can you blame them? Let me know in the comments below. Bye, guys.